What's up, metal fans? Welcome to episode 18 of the Playcast. For today's featured artist, we have Trenchworm. Here on the Playcast, we'll be featuring new releases by metal bands around the world to help grow their fan base and support the metal community. If you like discovering new metal bands, please like and subscribe to this channel to stay in the loop. Trenchworm is a band that I found on the Fit League heavy metal workout playlist. They have such an instantly intense feel to their tracks, and the first one that I discovered them on was their debut track, Constant Death. I remember hearing this in the gym and just crushing whatever set I was on because their music puts you straight into beast mode. Trenchworm comes to us from Orleans, France, and consists of members Arlene, Jimmy, and Ryan. They formed in 2019 with the idea of just messing around and making fun studio recordings, which then would turn into a more serious project when they realized the potential that they had. This is almost the same story of my band, Global Plague, since when we recorded the first track, it was because Jackson and I did a work trade where I made his website and he gave me studio time in return. It's even more satisfying when you start to gain fans and people dig the tracks, which is also what's happening for Trenchworm as their monthly listeners continue to grow, and it makes sense because of how gnarly their first track is. Some of their influences come from bands like Knocked Loose, The Acacia Strain, and Code Orange. I definitely hear the Knocked Loose and heavy Code Orange influences. Just being super brutal and violent throughout the track makes it super fun to listen to and headbang to. I've more recently started to listen to bands in the hardcore scene, and like most metal, it's an acquired taste. But if you can really nail the recordings and writing structure of hardcore songs, you can have really powerful moving tracks that come with a wild live show. Trenchworm has 2 singles out, Constant Death and The Map of Flesh. Constant Death sets the tone quickly for what's about to kick you in the chest as soon as the song comes in. Full of nasty sounding guitar chords and massive sounding drums, and the recognizable high screams that fans love from the major hardcore bands. The Map of Flesh, being the equally brutal cousin to Constant Death, continues to drive forward with that nasty aggression that Trenchworm has established for themselves. It's a good thing they kept the song under 3 minutes to avoid someone getting seriously injured in the violent mosh pit that this song would create. The current plan for Trenchworm is to continue to write and record new music and eventually fill out the rest of the band members needed if the opportunity to play some live gigs arises. What's really cool about the digital world that we live in now is that you can have an entirely online band if you want. For these guys, of course, during the pandemic stuff, it's never a better time than to record music, try out new things, and build that fan base. I mean, it would be cool to play live shows, but I mean, these guys have such a really cool style that they're doing, and it's doing well on playlists. I'm sure it's doing well with their fans, so if they ever wanted to fill out the band later, they could. And, if you just get good players to play the music that you've already established, then you're good to go. So, as always, I've provided their social links in the description below, so please be sure to give them a follow and add them to your playlist to keep up with their upcoming releases. Thanks for tuning into the Playcast. We'll see you next time.